Chapter 1. The Discovery. The silence of the vast expanse of space was shattered by the blaring alarm on the Odyssey space station. Commander Aria Vance jolted awake, her heart pounding in her chest as she raced to the control room. The station's corridors were bathed in the eerie glow of red emergency lights, and the crew moved with a sense of urgency. "What's the situation?" Aria demanded as she burst into the room, her eyes scanning the array of screens and displays. "We've detected an anomaly, Commander," Lieutenant Zephyr Hale reported, his fingers flying across the holographic interface. "It's unlike anything we've ever seen before." Aria leaned in, studying the data streaming across the screen. Her brow furrowed as she tried to make sense of the unusual readings. "Is it a threat to the station?" "Negative, Commander," Zephyr replied. "But it's emitting a strange energy signature, and it seems to be alive." Aria's eyes widened in disbelief. "Alive? How is that possible?" "I don't know, but we need to investigate. It could be a game changer." Aria nodded, her mind racing with the possibilities. Earth had been abandoned decades ago, its once vibrant ecosystems ravaged by humanity's neglect and the relentless march of climate change. The remnants of humanity now clung to life in a network of space stations and colonies scattered across the solar system, forever exiled from their home planet. But if this anomaly held the key to restoring Earth— "Assemble a team," Aria ordered. "We're going to check it out." Within hours, Aria and a hand-picked crew boarded a sleek exploration vessel and set out toward the coordinates of the anomaly. As they approached, the ship's sensors began to register the same bizarre energy readings that had triggered the alarm on the station. "I've never seen anything like this," Dr. Lyra Solis, the ship's lead scientist, murmured as she studied the data. "It's almost as if it's communicating with us." Suddenly, the ship shuddered and the lights flickered. Aria gripped the armrests of her seat as a blinding flash of green light engulfed the cockpit. When it subsided, the crew found themselves staring at a sight that defied explanation. Before them, suspended in the void of space, was a massive pulsating orb of verdant energy. Tendrils of light danced across its surface, and the air crackled with an alien power that sent shivers down Aria's spine. "What is it?" someone whispered, their voice laced with equal parts wonder and fear. Aria swallowed hard, her heart racing as she realized the magnitude of their discovery. "I don't know," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "But I have a feeling it's going to change everything." Chapter 2. The Revelation. As the verdant orb pulsated before them, the exploration vessel's crew remained transfixed, their eyes widening in awe and disbelief. Commander Aria Vance leaned forward, her gaze locked on the alien entity that seemed to beckon them closer. "Initiate a full-spectrum analysis," Aria ordered, her voice steady despite the tumultuous emotions swirling within her. "I want to know everything about this thing." Dr. Lyra Solis nodded, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface as she directed the ship's advanced sensors towards the enigmatic orb. Streams of data flooded the screens, painting a picture that defied conventional understanding. "It's emitting a complex series of energy patterns," Lyra reported, her brow furrowed in concentration. "The frequencies are unlike anything in our databases. It's almost as if it's trying to communicate with us." Suddenly, a vibrant tendril of emerald light extended from the orb, snaking its way towards the exploration vessel. The crew tensed, their hands hovering over the ship's defensive systems, ready to react at a moment's notice. But the tendril did not attack. Instead, it gently enveloped the ship, bathing the interior in a soothing, verdant glow. Aria felt a wave of warmth and tranquility wash over her, and she knew instinctively that the orb meant them no harm. "I think it wants us to follow it," Zephyr Hale whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. Aria nodded, a sense of purpose filling her heart. "Engage the thrusters. Let's see where it takes us." As the exploration vessel glided through the void, tethered to the alien orb by the shimmering tendril, the crew's minds raced with possibilities. Could this enigmatic entity hold the key to humanity's salvation? Could it possess the power to heal the ravaged Earth and restore the once thriving ecosystems? Hours passed as they journeyed deeper into uncharted space, guided by the pulsating light of their mysterious companion. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the orb came to a halt, releasing its hold on the ship. Before them, a breathtaking sight unfolded. A vast, verdant planet, teeming with life and vitality, hung suspended against the backdrop of stars. Lush forests blanketed its surface, and shimmering oceans sparkled in the light of a distant sun. "It can't be," Lyra gasped, her voice trembling with emotion. It's Earth." But it was not the Earth they had left behind. This planet was a vision of pristine beauty, untouched by the ravages of ecological collapse. It was a world reborn, a testament to the resilience of nature and the potential for renewal. As tears streamed down Aria's face, the realization hit her with the force of a supernova. The alien orb had not just led them to a new world. It had shown them the path to salvation. With its advanced technology and mysterious power, it held the key to rejuvenating the abandoned Earth and giving humanity a second chance. But even as hope blossomed in her heart, Aria knew that the road ahead would not be easy. The discovery of this alien technology would undoubtedly divide the space colonies, some desperate to return to their ancestral home, while others remained committed to the dream of cosmic expansion. As the crew of the exploration vessel gazed upon the verdant planet before them, they knew that they stood on the precipice of a new era, one that would test the very fabric of human unity and determine the fate of their species. The Verdant Schism had begun, and the future of humanity hung in the balance. Chapter 3. The Fragmented Unity. As news of the groundbreaking discovery spread like wildfire through the space colonies, a palpable sense of excitement and trepidation permeated the air. The verdant planet, a mirror image of a pristine Earth, had ignited a fierce debate among the colonists, splitting them into two distinct factions. Commander Aria Vance found herself at the center of the storm, her voice a beacon of reason amidst the chaotic discourse. She stood before the United Colonies Council, a holographic assembly of the most influential leaders from each settlement, her eyes blazing with determination. "This alien technology is a gift," Aria proclaimed, her words echoing through the virtual chambers. "A chance for us to reclaim our ancestral home and heal the wounds we inflicted upon it. We have been given a second chance, and we must seize it." But not everyone shared her enthusiasm. Councillor Zane Varro, a staunch advocate for cosmic expansion, shook his head in dissent. "We have already adapted to life among the stars," he countered, his voice laden with conviction. "Earth is a relic of our past, a world we outgrew long ago. Our future lies in the vast expanse of the universe, not in the shadows of a bygone era." As the debate raged on, tensions mounted, and the once united colonies found themselves splintering into opposing camps. Those who yearned for the familiarity and nostalgia of Earth rallied behind Aria, while those who embraced the promise of the unknown stood with Zane. Amidst the growing discord, Dr. Lyra Solis worked tirelessly to unravel the secrets of the alien orb. Sequestered in her laboratory aboard the Odyssey space station, she pored over the data, her mind racing with possibilities. "The technology is unlike anything we've ever encountered," Lyra explained to Aria during a private briefing. "It seems to harness the fundamental forces of nature, manipulating them on a scale we can barely comprehend. If we can unlock its secrets, we could not only rejuvenate Earth, but also revolutionize our understanding of the universe." Aria nodded, her brow furrowed in contemplation. "We must proceed with caution," she advised. "The power this technology holds is immense, and we cannot afford to let it fall into the wrong hands." As the schism deepened and the colonies teetered on the brink of a full-blown civil war, an unexpected development shook the very foundations of their society. The alien orb, which had remained dormant since leading the exploration vessel to the verdant planet, suddenly pulsed with renewed energy. Alarms blared throughout the Odyssey as the orb's power surged, bathing the station in an eerie, emerald glow. Aria and her crew rushed to the observation deck, their eyes widening in disbelief as they witnessed the orb's transformation. The once smooth surface of the alien artifact rippled and shifted, revealing intricate patterns and glyphs that pulsed with an otherworldly luminescence. And then, a voice echoed through the minds of all those present, a voice that resonated with ancient wisdom and unfathomable power. "Children of Earth," the voice spoke, its cadence both soothing and commanding. "You stand at the crossroads of destiny. The path you choose will determine the fate of your species and the universe itself. Choose wisely, for the consequences of your actions will echo through the ages." As the voice faded, leaving a stunned silence in its wake, Aria realized that the Verdant Schism was more than just a conflict between opposing ideologies. It was a test, a crucible that would forge the future of humanity and shape the course of their cosmic journey. With the weight of responsibility bearing down upon her shoulders, Aria knew that she must navigate the treacherous waters of division and lead her people towards a united future. The fate of Earth and the destiny of humanity hung in the balance, and the choices they made in the coming days would reverberate through the Sicht. Chapter 4. The Whispers of Destiny. In the aftermath of the alien orb's cryptic message, a sense of unease settled over the Odyssey space station. Commander Aria Vance found herself grappling with the weight of the choices that lay ahead, her mind racing with the implications of the orb's words. As she paced the length of her quarters, her thoughts were interrupted by a chime at the door. "Enter," she called out, her voice tight with tension. Lyra Solis stepped into the room, her eyes alight with a mix of excitement and concern. "Commander, I've made a breakthrough," she announced, her words tumbling out in a rush. "The glyphs on the orb, they're not just random patterns. They're a language, a code that holds the key to unlocking its true potential." Aria leaned forward, her interest piqued. "What have you discovered?" Lyra activated her holographic display, and a series of intricate symbols floated in the air between them. "The orb is more than just a repository of advanced technology," she explained, her fingers tracing the glowing lines. "It's a conduit, a bridge between our world and something far greater. The glyphs speak of a cosmic balance, a delicate interplay between creation and destruction, life and decay." As Aria studied the symbols, a realization dawned upon her. The verdant planet, the rejuvenation of Earth. "It's all connected," she murmured, her voice tinged with awe. "The orb is offering us a chance to restore balance, to heal the wounds we've inflicted upon our home and ourselves." Lyra nodded, her expression grave. "But there's more. The orb whispers of a greater purpose, a role that humanity must play in the grand tapestry of the universe. It speaks of a destiny that extends far beyond the boundaries of our own world." A chill ran down Aria's spine as she grappled with the magnitude of the revelation. The Verdant Schism was no longer just a struggle for the future of Earth. It was a pivotal moment that would shape the course of humanity's cosmic journey. Aria's thoughts were interrupted by the sudden blare of alarms, the urgent sound reverberating through the station. She exchanged a worried glance with Lyra before rushing to the command center, her heart pounding in her chest. As she entered the room, Aria was greeted by a scene of controlled chaos. Officers and technicians scrambled to their stations, their faces etched with a mix of determination and fear. "Report," Aria barked, her voice cutting through the din. Lieutenant Zara Rowe, her second-in-command, looked up from her console, her eyes wide with disbelief. "Commander, we're detecting a massive energy surge from the alien orb. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before." Aria's gaze snapped to the view screen, where the verdant planet loomed large, its surface shimmering with an otherworldly radiance. As she watched, tendrils of emerald energy began to coalesce around the orb, pulsing with a rhythmic intensity. "It's a signal," Lyra breathed, her voice tinged with reverence. "The orb is calling out to us, beckoning us to embrace our destiny." Aria's mind raced as she weighed the consequences of her next move. The Verdant Schism had reached a critical juncture, and the fate of humanity hung in the balance. With a deep breath, she made her decision. "Assemble the council," she ordered, her voice steady with resolve. "It's time to bring an end to this schism and chart a new course for our species. We must heed the whispers of destiny and embrace the role that the universe has bestowed upon us." As the crew set to work, Aria felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges and uncertainties, but she knew that the human spirit was indomitable. Together, they would forge a new path, one that would lead them to the stars and beyond, guided by the ancient wisdom of the alien orb. The Verdant Schism was no longer just a divide. It was a crucible that would shape the future of humanity and find their place in the cosmic order. And Aria Vance would lead the charge, her unwavering determination a beacon of light in the darkness of uncertainty. Chapter 5. The Crucible of Destiny. As the council members filed into the chamber, the air crackled with tension. Aria stood at the head of the table, her gaze sweeping over the assembled faces. Each bore the weight of the momentous decision they were about to make, the lines of worry etched deep into their features. Counselor Zane Varro was the first to speak, his voice tinged with skepticism. "Commander Vance, are we really considering this? Abandoning our cosmic expansion to return to a planet we left behind?" Aria met his gaze unflinchingly. "This is not about abandoning our future, Counselor. It's about embracing our destiny. The orb has shown us a path to restore balance, to heal the wounds of our past, and forge a new way forward." Dr. Lyra Solis stepped forward, her eyes alight with conviction. "The orb is more than just a repository of advanced technology. It's a conduit to a greater cosmic purpose. The glyphs speak of a role that humanity must play in the grand tapestry of the universe." Murmurs of both excitement and trepidation rippled through the council. Some leaned forward, their expressions eager, while others sat back, their brows furrowed with doubt. Aria raised her hand, silencing the room. "I understand your concerns, but we cannot ignore the signs. The verdant planet, the rejuvenation of Earth, the whispers of destiny, they all point to a higher calling. We have a chance to not only reclaim our home, but to become something greater, to take our place among the stars as guardians of balance." Zane shook his head, his voice rising with frustration. "And what of the risks? We have no guarantee that this alien technology will work as promised. We could be walking into a trap, sacrificing everything we've built for an uncertain future." Aria's eyes flashed with determination. "Nothing worth achieving comes without risk. We have always been a species of explorers, of dreamers who dared to reach beyond the confines of our world. This is our moment to shine, to prove that we are worthy of the mantle that the universe has bestowed upon us." As the debate raged on, Aria felt the weight of her own convictions settle upon her shoulders. She knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, that there would be those who opposed her every step of the way. But she also knew that she could not turn away from the call of destiny, from the chance to shape a future that was greater than anything they had ever imagined. In the end, the council was divided, the vote split down the middle. But Aria's voice carried the day, her impassioned plea tipping the scales in favor of embracing the orb's offer. As the meeting adjourned, Aria stood tall, her eyes fixed on the view screen that displayed the verdant planet below. She knew that the real work was just beginning, that the Verdant Schism would test them in ways they had never been tested before. But she also knew that they would rise to the challenge, that they would forge a new path among the stars, guided by the ancient wisdom of the alien orb. And as she looked out at the faces of her crew, at the determination and hope that shone in their eyes, she felt a surge of pride and purpose. They were the architects of their own destiny, the shapers of a future that would echo through the ages. And with the power of the orb at their fingertips, there was no limit to what they could achieve. The Verdant Schism had begun, and the crucible of destiny awaited them. But Aria Vance knew that they would emerge from the flames stronger, wiser, and ready to take their place among the cosmos as the guardians of a new era. Chapter 6: The Crucible of Purpose. The Odyssey's engines hummed with newfound purpose as it set course for the verdant planet, guided by the alien orb's shimmering tendrils of light. Aria stood on the bridge, her gaze fixed on the view screen as the lush world grew larger with each passing moment. Behind her, the crew bustled with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. They knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, that the alien technology was still largely a mystery. But they also knew that this was a chance to be part of something greater, to forge a new destiny for humanity. Dr. Lyra Solis worked tirelessly to decipher the glyphs on the orb, her brow furrowed in concentration. With each passing hour, she seemed to unravel another layer of the cosmic puzzle, revealing glimpses of a grand design that was both awe-inspiring and humbling. "Commander," she called out, her voice trembling with excitement, "I think I've found something." Aria turned, her eyebrows raised in anticipation. "What is it, Doctor?" Lyra held up a data tablet, her eyes wide with wonder. "The glyphs, they're not just a language. They're a map to the very heart of the universe itself." Aria felt a shiver run down her spine as she looked at the intricate patterns on the screen. They seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, beckoning them forward into the unknown. "What does it mean?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Lyra shook her head, a smile playing at the corners of her lips. "I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's a sign that we're on the right path, that the orb is guiding us towards something greater than we ever could have imagined." As the Odyssey entered the planet's atmosphere, the crew held their breath in anticipation. The view screen filled with a kaleidoscope of colors, the verdant greens and vibrant blues of the planet's surface seeming to dance before their eyes. And then, with a sudden jolt, they were through the atmosphere, skimming over an endless expanse of lush forests and shimmering lakes. The alien orb pulsed with energy, its tendrils of light reaching out to caress the land below. Aria felt a sense of awe wash over her as she watched the transformation unfold. Where once there had been barren wastelands and crumbling ruins, now there was life. Pure, unbridled life, bursting forth from every corner of the planet. It was a miracle, a testament to the power of the alien technology, but it was also a reminder of the great responsibility that now rested upon their shoulders. As the Odyssey touched down on the planet's surface, Aria took a deep breath, steeling herself for the challenges ahead. She knew that there would be those who opposed their mission, who feared the power of the orb and the change it represented. But she also knew that they could not turn back now. They had been chosen for this moment, for this purpose, and they would see it through, no matter the cost. The crew disembarked from the ship, their feet sinking into the soft, loamy soil of the planet's surface. The air was sweet with the scent of blooming flowers and ripe fruit, a stark contrast to the sterile, recycled air of the space stations. Aria looked out over the horizon, her heart swelling with a sense of purpose and destiny. They had taken the first step on a journey that would change the course of history, that would redefine what it meant to be human. And as the alien orb floated above them, its light casting a soft glow over the land, she knew that they were ready for whatever lay ahead. They were the guardians of a new era, the architects of a future that would be written in the stars. The crucible of purpose had begun, and they would emerge from it stronger, wiser, and ready to take their place among the cosmos. The Verdant Schism was no longer just a divide. It was a call to arms, a rallying cry for all of humanity to unite behind a common cause. And with Aria Vance at the helm, they would not falter. They would rise to meet the challenges ahead, guided by the ancient wisdom of the orb and the unbreakable spirit of human determination. Chapter 7. The Awakening. As the crew of the Odyssey stepped onto the verdant planet's surface, a sense of wonder and awe washed over them. The air was crisp and invigorating, filled with the sweet aroma of blooming flowers and the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. It was a stark contrast to the recycled air and artificial environments they had grown accustomed to in the space stations and colonies. Aria Vance led the way, her eyes scanning the horizon, taking in the breathtaking beauty of the transformed landscape. The alien orb hovered above them, its shimmering tendrils of light dancing across the sky, as if celebrating the rebirth of a once-dying world. Dr. Lyra Solis walked beside Aria, her gaze fixed on the orb, a look of pure fascination etched on her face. "It's incredible," she whispered, her voice filled with reverence. "The orb's power is beyond anything we could have imagined. It's not just rejuvenating the planet, it's awakening something deep within it." Aria nodded, a sense of purpose surging through her veins. "And it's our duty to protect and nurture this awakening," she said, her voice carrying a newfound strength. "We are the guardians of this new era, and we must ensure that the planet's revival is not squandered." As they ventured deeper into the lush landscape, the crew encountered something they never expected. Amidst the vibrant foliage and crystal-clear streams, ancient ruins emerged, their surfaces adorned with the same intricate glyphs that covered the alien orb. Dr. Solis approached the ruins, her fingers tracing the symbols, a look of realization dawning on her face. "These glyphs, they're not just a map to the heart of the universe," she breathed, her eyes wide with understanding. "They're a blueprint for something more profound, a cosmic connection that ties this planet to the very fabric of existence." Aria felt a shiver run down her spine as she listened to Dr. Solis's words. The Verdant Schism had brought them to this moment, to this place of awakening, where the secrets of the universe were beginning to unravel before their very eyes. Suddenly, the alien orb pulsed with a brilliant light, its tendrils reaching out to touch the ruins. The glyphs began to glow, pulsating with an otherworldly energy that seemed to resonate deep within the planet's core. The ground beneath their feet trembled, and a low, melodic hum filled the air. The crew watched in awe as the ruins began to shift and transform, ancient mechanisms coming to life after eons of dormancy. Aria realized that the awakening was not just limited to the planet's surface. It was a cosmic event that would have far-reaching consequences for all of humanity. The Verdant Schism had set in motion a chain of events that would forever alter the course of their destiny. As the crew stood in the midst of this cosmic revelation, Aria knew that their journey was far from over. They had taken the first steps into a new era, but the path ahead would be filled with challenges and obstacles. The awakening had begun, and it was their responsibility to guide humanity through the crucible of purpose, to help them embrace their role as guardians of the cosmos. With the alien orb as their guide and the unbreakable spirit of human determination as their strength, Aria and her crew prepared to face the unknown. The Verdant Schism had brought them to this pivotal moment in history, and they would not falter. They would rise to meet the challenges ahead, united in their purpose, ready to unlock the secrets of the universe and lead humanity into a new age of enlightenment and cosmic harmony. Chapter 8: The Cosmic Crucible. As the ancient ruins came to life, the crew of the Odyssey found themselves caught in a maelstrom of cosmic energy. The alien orb pulsed with an intensity that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of the universe, and the glyphs on the ruins shimmered with an otherworldly brilliance. Aria Vance stood at the center of the chaos, her eyes locked on the orb, a sense of purpose burning within her. She knew that the awakening was not just a chance for humanity to reclaim their lost home. It was a call to something greater, a summons to take their place among the stars. Dr. Lyra Solis worked furiously, her mind racing as she attempted to decipher the secrets hidden within the glyphs. The more she studied them, the more she realized that they held the key to unlocking a power beyond their wildest dreams. "These glyphs," she said, her voice trembling with excitement, "they're not just a map or a blueprint. They're a gateway to a higher level of existence, a cosmic crucible that will forge humanity into something new, something greater." Aria nodded, her heart pounding with anticipation. "And we must be ready to face the trials that lie ahead," she said, her voice filled with determination. "The Verdant Schism has brought us to this moment, and we cannot turn back now." As if in response to her words, the alien orb suddenly flared with a blinding light, and a shockwave of energy rippled outward, engulfing the crew in its embrace. They felt themselves being lifted off the ground, their bodies suffused with a power that defied explanation. When the light faded, they found themselves standing in a vast crystalline chamber, its walls adorned with the same glyphs that covered the ruins. The alien orb hovered above them, its tendrils of light weaving intricate patterns in the air. "Welcome, guardians of the cosmos," a voice echoed through the chamber, its tone both ancient and familiar. "You have been chosen to bear witness to the awakening, to guide humanity through the crucible of purpose." Aria stepped forward, her eyes wide with wonder. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am the voice of the universe," the entity replied, "the consciousness that flows through all things. And you, Aria Vance, are the catalyst that will ignite the flames of change." Dr. Solis gasped, her mind reeling with the implications of the entity's words. "The catalyst?" she repeated, her voice filled with awe. "What does that mean?" "It means that Aria possesses a unique connection to the cosmic web," the entity explained, "a bond that will allow her to harness the power of the awakening and guide humanity to its destiny." Aria felt a surge of energy coursing through her veins, a power that seemed to emanate from the very depths of her being. She looked at her crew, at the faces of those who had stood by her side through every trial and tribulation, and she knew that together they could face any challenge that lay ahead. "We are ready," she said, her voice filled with conviction. We will not falter in our duty as guardians of the cosmos. The entity's voice echoed through the chamber once more, its tone filled with pride and expectation. Then go forth, guardians, it said, and embrace your destiny. The cosmic crucible awaits, and the fate of the universe rests in your hands. With those words, the alien orb pulsed with a final burst of energy, and the crew of the Odyssey found themselves back on the surface of the rejuvenated planet, their hearts filled with a sense of purpose and determination. They knew that the road ahead would be long and fraught with danger, but they also knew that they had been chosen for a reason. The Verdant Schism had brought them to this moment, and they would not rest until they had fulfilled their destiny as guardians of the cosmos. As they set out to explore the wonders of the awakened planet, Aria and her crew knew that they were no longer just explorers or scientists. They were the vanguard of a new era, the torchbearers of a cosmic revolution that would change the course of human history forever. And so, with the alien orb as their guide, and the strength of their unity as their shield, they ventured forth into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The cosmic crucible awaited, and they would emerge from its fires reborn, forged into something greater than they had ever been before. Chapter 9: The Awakened World. As the crew of the Odyssey stepped out onto the surface of the rejuvenated planet, they were greeted by a world that was at once familiar and yet utterly transformed. The once barren landscape was now a lush tapestry of vibrant colors and thrumming with life. The air was sweet and clean, filled with the gentle whispers of a breeze that carried the scent of blooming flowers and the distant calls of exotic creatures. Aria Vance stood at the forefront, her eyes wide with wonder as she took in the breathtaking vista before her. She could feel the power of the awakening coursing through her veins, a tangible reminder of the cosmic destiny that had been bestowed upon her and her crew. "This is incredible," Dr. Lyra Solis breathed, her voice filled with awe as she knelt to examine a delicate, luminescent flower that seemed to pulse with an inner light. "The biodiversity, the sheer abundance of life, it's beyond anything I could have ever imagined." Aria nodded, a smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "And to think this is just the beginning," she said, her voice filled with a quiet intensity. "We have been given a second chance, an opportunity to start anew and build a world that is in harmony with the cosmos." As they set out to explore the wonders of the awakened planet, the crew of the Odyssey found themselves marveling at the myriad of discoveries that awaited them at every turn. Strange, luminous plants that seemed to respond to their presence, ancient ruins that hummed with an otherworldly energy, and creatures that moved with a grace and intelligence that defied explanation. But even as they reveled in the beauty and mystery of this new world, Aria knew that their journey was far from over. The cosmic crucible had forged them into something greater, but it had also set them on a path that would require all of their strength and determination to navigate. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the awakened world, they began to encounter signs of the challenges that lay ahead. Strange, pulsing energy fields that seemed to warp the very fabric of reality, ancient guardians that stirred to life at their approach, and whispers of a coming storm that threatened to engulf the entire planet. And yet, even in the face of these trials, Aria and her crew remained steadfast in their resolve. They had been chosen for a reason, and they would not falter in their duty as guardians of the cosmos. As they pressed onward, guided by the alien orb and the strength of their unity, they began to uncover the secrets of the awakened world. They discovered ancient repositories of knowledge, hidden away in long-forgotten caves and temples, that spoke of a cosmic web that connected all things, a vast tapestry of energy and consciousness that spanned the entirety of the universe. And at the center of it all, they found a truth that would change the course of their journey forever. The awakening was not just a chance for humanity to reclaim their lost home. It was a call to something greater, a summons to take their place among the stars and become the architects of a new cosmic order. As they stood on the precipice of this revelation, Aria and her crew knew that they had been given a sacred trust, a responsibility that would require all of their courage and conviction to uphold. They were no longer just explorers or scientists. They were the vanguard of a new era, the torchbearers of a cosmic revolution that would change the course of human history forever. And so, with the alien orb as their guide and the strength of their unity as their shield, they set out to explore the wonders of the awakened world, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. The Verdant Schism had brought them to this moment, and they would not rest until they had fulfilled their destiny as guardians of the cosmos. Chapter 10. The Cosmic Web. As Aria and her crew delved deeper into the secrets of the awakened world, they found themselves drawn to a hidden cave system that pulsed with an ethereal energy. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings and glowing symbols that seemed to dance in the flickering light of their torches. "This is it," Aria whispered, her voice filled with a mix of awe and trepidation. "The repository of knowledge that the alien orb has been guiding us towards." As they ventured further into the cave, the air grew thick with a tangible sense of anticipation. The carvings on the walls began to shift and change, revealing a complex web of connections that stretched out across the cosmos. "It's a map," Dr. Solis breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. "A map of the entire universe, showing the intricate connections between all living things." Aria nodded, her gaze fixed on the shimmering threads of energy that seemed to weave together the fabric of reality itself. "And look," she said, pointing to a glowing nexus at the center of the map. "That must be the heart of the cosmic web, the source of the awakening." As they drew closer to the nexus, the alien orb began to pulse with a fierce intensity, its light growing brighter and more insistent with each passing moment. And then, in a flash of blinding brilliance, the orb shattered, releasing a wave of energy that washed over them like a tidal wave. Aria felt a surge of power coursing through her veins, a burning sensation that seemed to set her very soul ablaze. And in that moment, she saw the truth of their destiny laid out before her like a shining path. "We are the chosen ones," she said, her voice ringing out with a newfound clarity. "The guardians of the cosmos, tasked with rebuilding the universal harmony that was lost." The others looked at her with a mix of awe and determination, their faces illuminated by the otherworldly glow of the awakened cave. They knew that the path ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they emerged from the cave, they found themselves standing on a cliff overlooking the vast expanse of the rejuvenated planet. The sky above them was a swirling kaleidoscope of colors, shot through with bolts of cosmic energy that danced and flickered like the northern lights. "This is just the beginning," Aria said, her voice filled with a quiet intensity. "We have been given a sacred trust, a chance to shape the future of the cosmos itself, and we will not rest until we have fulfilled our destiny." With renewed purpose and determination, the crew of the Odyssey set out to explore the wonders of the awakened world, guided by the cosmic web and the strength of their unity. They knew that the road ahead would be long and treacherous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For they were the guardians of the cosmos, the torchbearers of a new era, and they would not rest until they had rebuilt the universal harmony that had been lost, one star at a time. Chapter 11. The Guardian's Calling. As the crew of the Odyssey stepped out of the cave, they were greeted by a world transformed. The once barren landscape now thrived with lush vegetation, vibrant colors, and the hum of life. The air was crisp and clean, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the gentle rustling of leaves in the wind. Aria stood at the forefront, her eyes scanning the horizon with a newfound sense of purpose. The knowledge imparted to them in the cave had changed everything. They were no longer just explorers or survivors. They were the guardians of the cosmos, entrusted with the sacred duty of maintaining the balance and harmony of the universe. "We have a new mission now," Aria declared, her voice filled with determination. "We must spread the message of the awakening to the other colonies and unite them under the banner of cosmic guardianship." The crew members nodded in agreement, their faces etched with a mix of excitement and solemnity. They knew the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, but they were ready to embrace their destiny. As they made their way back to the Odyssey, a sudden tremor shook the ground beneath their feet. The sky darkened, and a menacing presence filled the air, A holographic projection materialized before them, revealing the face of a stern-looking man with piercing eyes. "Aria Blackwood," the man spoke, his voice dripping with disdain. "You and your crew have meddled in matters beyond your comprehension. The awakening you seek will only bring chaos and destruction to the cosmos." Aria stepped forward, her eyes blazing with defiance. "Who are you, and what do you know of the awakening?" The man's lips curled into a sneer. "I am Admiral Zephyr of the Celestial Dominion. We have been monitoring your activities, and we cannot allow you to disrupt the delicate balance we have worked so hard to maintain." Dr. Solis stepped up beside Aria, her voice steady and resolute. "The awakening is not a threat, Admiral. It is a chance for renewal and unity. The cosmic web has shown us the truth, and we will not be deterred by your fear and ignorance." Admiral Zephyr's eyes narrowed. "You have been warned, Aria Blackwood. Continue down this path, and you will face the full might of the Celestial Dominion. We will not hesitate to crush any resistance to our rule." With that, the holographic projection flickered and vanished, leaving the crew in a state of shocked silence. Aria turned to her crew, her eyes alight with a fierce determination. "We knew there would be opposition, but we cannot let fear hold us back. The Celestial Dominion may have power, but we have something greater, the truth and the will to fight for it." The crew members nodded, their resolve strengthened by Aria's words. They boarded the Odyssey, ready to embark on their new mission to unite the colonies and spread the message of the awakening. As the ship took off, Aria stood at the helm, her gaze fixed on the stars above. She knew the road ahead would be perilous, but she also knew that they had been chosen for this purpose. They were the guardians of the cosmos, and they would not rest until the universal harmony was restored. The Odyssey soared through the vastness of space, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of a new era. The crew, bound by their shared destiny, prepared themselves for the challenges that lay ahead, knowing that the fate of the cosmos rested in their hands. Chapter 12. The Gathering Storm. The Odyssey raced through the cosmos, its sleek form cutting through the inky darkness of space. Aria sat in the captain's chair, her gaze fixed on the view screen displaying the endless expanse before them. The weight of their newfound mission hung heavy on her shoulders, but she refused to let it crush her spirit. The crew worked tirelessly, each member focused on their assigned tasks. Dr. Solis pored over the data they had collected from the awakening, searching for clues that could guide them in their quest. Zephyr, the ship's skilled pilot, navigated the treacherous cosmic currents with unwavering precision. As they traveled deeper into uncharted territory, a sudden proximity alert blared through the ship's intercom. Zephyr's fingers danced across the controls, bringing up a magnified image of an approaching vessel. "It's a Celestial Dominion warship," Zephyr announced, his voice tense. "They've locked onto our position." Aria's heart raced, but she maintained her composure. "Open a communication channel. We need to try and reason with them." The view screen flickered to life, revealing the stern visage of Admiral Zephyr. His eyes burned with an intense hatred that sent a chill down Aria's spine. "Aria Blackwood," Admiral Zephyr snarled, "you have defied our warnings and continued on your misguided path. Surrender now or face the consequences." Aria stood tall, her voice unwavering. "Admiral, we mean no harm. The awakening is not a threat, but an opportunity for growth and unity. Please let us explain." "Enough," Admiral Zephyr bellowed, his face contorting with rage. "You have chosen your fate. Prepare to be boarded and face the judgment of the Celestial Dominion." The communication abruptly cut off, leaving the crew in a tense silence. Aria turned to her crew, her eyes blazing with determination. "We will not surrender," she declared. "We have a mission to fulfill, and we will not let the Celestial Dominion stand in our way. Zephyr, prepare for evasive maneuvers. Dr. Solis, work on strengthening our shields. We'll need every advantage we can get." The crew sprang into action, their movements precise and coordinated. The Odyssey banked sharply, narrowly avoiding a barrage of energy blasts from the Celestial Dominion warship. As the battle raged on, Aria's mind raced, searching for a way to turn the tide in their favor. Suddenly, an idea struck her like a bolt of lightning. "Dr. Solis, the awakening technology, can we use it to disrupt their systems?" Aria asked, her voice urgent. Dr. Solis's eyes widened with realization. It's possible, but it'll require precise calibration. I'll need time. You'll have it, Aria assured her. Zephyr, keep them busy. We need to buy Dr. Solis the time she needs. The Odyssey danced through the cosmic battlefield, its agility and speed keeping the Celestial Dominion warship at bay. Zephyr's piloting skills were put to the ultimate test as he wove through the enemy's attacks, his brow furrowed in concentration. Minutes felt like hours as the crew fought for their survival. Finally, Dr. Solis let out a triumphant cry. "It's ready!" Aria nodded, her eyes locked on the view screen. "Do it!" A pulse of energy erupted from the Odyssey, engulfing the Celestial Dominion warship in a blinding light. The enemy vessel shuddered and went dark, its systems knocked offline by the awakening technology. The crew of the Odyssey released a collective sigh of relief, but their victory was short-lived. As the light faded, they saw a fleet of Celestial Dominion warships dropping out of hyperspace, surrounding them on all sides. Aria's heart sank, realizing the true scope of the opposition they faced. Yet, even in the face of overwhelming odds, she refused to give in to despair. They had a mission, a purpose that transcended their individual lives. As the Celestial Dominion fleet closed in, Aria stood tall, her voice ringing out across the ship's intercom. "We may be outnumbered, but we are not outmatched. We carry the truth and the hope for a better future. We are the guardians of the cosmos, and we will not be silenced. Stand with me, my crew, and let us face this storm together." The crew responded with a resounding cheer, their resolve unshakable. The Odyssey, battered but unbroken, prepared for the fight of their lives, ready to defend the awakening and the destiny of the cosmos.